Aren't you excited about, I mean, if you're sensitive like me enough, if you're lucky enough to have stayed, just mind your own business and stay away from um, getting confused about people, like who you are and who they are, you know. I didn't just say don't ever associate. What I'm saying is like, well, you know, there's now getting back to my first introduction, it's like there's a calling, there's a reason that you're here, and you never shirk the responsibility to be present, especially with your who's around you, like your human interactions, you know, and because yeah, that's important. That's one of the things we do naturally, I think, you know, as little tiny children. Not a narcissist thinks that it's just love is implanted there, and it's just you're getting along. And it's like no, there's mechanisms. If you study if you study psychology, if you study child psychology, the basic mechanics that are apparent there that they've picked up that is just there installed into it's a behavioral patterning that shows up, and then but it's the mind. It's a long conversation. Really trying to see what I'm trying to do is bring up right on the fringes. You see, we have lower vibrational frequency awareness levels on the planet. I just heard a woman talking here, and she's like saying, you know, like the bag boy or the taxi driver, you know, they just have to be there, you know, like the bank worker and the post office people. I'm like, God, how are we going to deal with these kinds of fucking people talking like that? Like all of a sudden they are so much better than these people. Like, shit. And then they contradict themselves later on because they'll say something like, and at any time that could be you too, or something like that. As far as just lower vibrational frequencies, you know, we can be there and interact and become a miserable office worker or something, but um, uh, that might not see what we mean by that. What that person meant is just it's not that they're not a light worker and a healer. They're just they're programmed on that level to be in that particular place at that time. I mean, it's just you know nobody's really better or worse than anybody. Just they're on different levels, and so because it's kind of all to say as above, below, so below kind of thing. But the scenario is that the lower vibrational frequency isn't able to enmesh with the higher vibrational frequency. You know, I know it as just understanding as music, and I know that to play a really good drum bass, that's very actually it's you would call it the slow part. It's more just infrequent. That's what the lower vibrational frequency is. It's just infrequent, and it's holding the bass, I guess. In music, you know, there's that one. See, but to become a really excellent, like a revered, like somebody who's like people, other musicians are like, oh, what are you doing? You know, they can actually hear the music, and other people. See, a lot of people don't know how to listen to music anymore, and what needs to happen now is going to happen on a very much more richer awareness level because the Aquarius age that's coming up, the Pluto, the cosmos, the rays, it's now time because things have gotten so degraded, and they're going to. It's not that that's not going to continue. It is going to continue, but people are just going to shake off that old like. It's an old world, even it's a way of thought too that I'm thinking. I'm looking at it. I see it. I'm like, you know what? That philosophy sucks. You can't really say it like that. Let's alter it a little bit. You need to alter your language a little bit. What do we really mean? Where is it coming from in the first place? And do we even find that necessary now with the evolution that we've made? And I don't know about you, but I've experienced a lot of stuff drop away. And that's the best thing to do. You need to become more like love, which is a higher vibrational frequency. The highest vibrational frequency, the thing that we can akin it to is water. Water. Now, the way that it vibrates, and the way that everything about it, water has been a good metaphor explaining the higher vibrational, highest intelligence, you know, like what Bruce Lee would say is like water, my friend. See, now, there's a big misunderstanding that can go on about, if you don't allow the higher vibrational frequency to come within you and start operating without you, and you start just being the higher vibrational frequency. See, there's a lot of misunderstanding that can happen, of course, right? That why things don't work out with the lower vibrational frequencies. See, there's a split happening. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. People say, what is the split? And it's like, you want to get more intricate? Well, some people are choosing the heart. See, a lot of people won't say it like just precisely what I say, and other people will. It needs to clean up. Language will clean up. The higher the vibrational frequency, the more intricate the communication can become. You can hear people reordering their words in a certain way to say it the right way, to open your perception better. When you read something from somebody whose perception is just a little bit more open than you begin to learn that it's just as good as taking your LSD or whatever mushroom trip, and then you have a guide there that knows perfectly well all of the things that could be happening with you, and then they pull you up into your own awareness and your body and whatever, that's a very natural setting. And that's where we're heading as far as the higher vibrational frequency. Like, if you imagine water, it's like you're going to have to freeze me up in an inhospitable condition in order to make me inoperable as a free, something that is so intelligent. Talking about the elevator going to the top, this is now when we talk about everything about water, it begins to talk about our intelligence. There's a beautiful metaphor about that, how that it will not let an elevation happen in your consciousness. Consciousness will not rise. Your awareness will not go past the point of the lowest vibrational frequency. So you have to acknowledge it. See, this is what healers know. How do you experience instant healing from God? Is that because it's going to come onto you that illness is abound. I mean, if you do not keep your higher vibrational frequency, you will get sick. You are already sick. If you are at a lower vibrational frequency, you can easily get sick, and you need time. See, getting the flu, that's a mechanism for kids. Kids are the ones that get sick all the time when they aren't raising their vibrational frequency up above the level of say, it's not so much about the influence of people. Influenza. Influence. It's not so much about that. It's really about you centering yourself, getting to know your power as something that interacts with this field of information. What's information is the truth in reality. And there are people there, and you have to be reminded, if God has it that get sick, that's what will happen. And what you do, if you have a good mother around you and you're a child, you're going to isolate. You're going to get away from each other. Even she is going to get away from you, who needs to just be sick. She just knows. My mom knew, even though she had terminal illness too. And it's like, there's a fine line. She was so good as a mother, to tell you the truth, about like, well, you need to just get sick, and you don't do certain things. You don't go out and play, with other children. You're contagious. There's certain things you just don't do. You have to isolate. She would say, feed a cold, starve a fever. How many people know why, let alone that saying anymore? That's a real thing, and it's like, really, can you just fast? Fast, and the reason why you have strange things going on, reactions, is that you're not raising your vibrational frequency. You're consuming things that are keeping you in a state of constant battle. This conversation after 9 here, babes. See, what I get and what I've been experiencing, pretty much, it's been heavy for the past, well, as much as you can isolate, right? I've already been isolated. And I've practiced a life of independence, kind of just saying, well, I'm me and you're you, and I appreciate me to the point where I'm pretty sure this is available in you too. It's like, if I know myself, the even the potential and the low down dirty parts too. See, um, what I have noticed lately, and you're probably going to notice this, and I want to tell you, there are people that have karma now. It's with people. It's the worst karma. It's the worst. What I mean, it's that they're on this wheel and they don't understand it's an illusion. People aren't real. But you're going to get so sucked into it that you're now going to dare. Now this is minute 10:33 as a woman. I say you dared to have children in an unconscious state, not knowing love. Really, what were you reaching for? How did it work out? See, my experience up close and call it, well, Shauna, where are you at? What place are you in? Is it Oklahoma? What the fuck? No, this is what I'm understanding is the norm. Comes to me yesterday. I'm not going to say any names, but it's like I'm looking at this karmic being that couldn't get out of dragging other souls, potential souls. Really, we don't really run into souls here. Not everybody has their soul, and they're reaching. They want a life. They want their real life, and it's still happening in households. See, this is what the split looks like. I mean, but it's happening on a. See, it's. You might as well say that there's a adolescent teenager that wants to change. They know that they have a better intelligence there than what's keeping them locked down. And in fact, that lockdown, you can highly suspect that whole system there, and they're going to break away, and they're going to break away anyway. It's just going to happen. I mean, they're going to say fuck you, and then they're going to get tossed out. But see, God, this conversation, it's a very frustrating time if you're on the brink of trying to get your life, grasp onto your real life, the life that you don't know, but you trust is the unfoldment that is grand, the plan that your creator, that you're in co-creation with what? It's not people. Nope. What you are in righteous co-creation with, always, if it's righteous, is going to be the truth in reality. Now, if you're doing that, whatever it is, you have to choose. What you do is you have a focus. You focus. Every once in a while, you might focus on something. Like I made a pie, and I'm trying to make sure people know I really don't like sugar. That fucking thing needs to change. Why are we eating pallets of fucking mainly sugar? I look at it and I think that's not even. We can live without that. We can eat the apple. We can just eat the apple. Fucking apple pie. You can just eat the pumpkin. Just make it in some other way. Put some garlic in it. You don't need to put some cheese over it. You don't need to make it fucking full of sugar. And anyway, pumpkin and apple and even some vegetables, a lot of vegetables have plenty of sugar in it. I don't know, Dave. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I could do without that. I just kind of started doing it. Everybody kind of, well, if you're close to me, like if you're, well, a lot of people haven't been close to me lately, so I'm trying to say, no, actually, I need to tell you who I am. I don't eat sugar. And, see, I never drink a soda fucking pop. I don't drink soda pops. Can care less about. See, and it's like, well, welcome to Shauna's country. When you come over, it's like, I'm not going to offer you the sugary, even a juice. Like, would you like some lemon water? That's enough, babes. I'm sorry. I mean, if you please bring your own drink. If you're somebody that needs all kinds of pacifiers like that, fuck. See, that I can't believe. And you don't wonder why people get strange ailments. Arthritis. The thing I've heard coming up is gout. What's that? No, it's something you're eating. Your doctors won't ever ask you, well, what are you doing every day? Would you stop doing it? You just got sick from doing it and call me in 2 weeks. That's the real way you approach your medicine, because they're just looking, you're a fool and they are a fool. The money, the way that it's driving, more and more, it's called cognitive dissonance. They actually think that they know what they're doing by telling you something that they don't have enough evidence about you. They don't even know you. If you have not had your doctor, I don't know, babes. There's people in your life that are trying to help you right in front of your fucking face, and you're going, I'm gonna go to a doctor now. And then who are you working for? Who's your leader? I don't know, babes. A lot's going to change. A lot of people are frightened about that. And it's like, no, God, there's a lot of people who are like waiting for, like, please, fucking let's get to start making sense. Yes, he'll go to court. Let's make this asshole over here explain what the fuck he's doing with the asphalt and all those kinds of people. And what is dawning on me, it's like you don't shut down. Narcissists shut down and they go, oh, just lost. And now go into the darkness, go into more darkness. I'm going to go into so much darkness, I'm going to fucking inject a sugar goddamn fucking Pop-Tart or something, I don't know, because I'm hungry. You don't even know what the fuck you're hungry for. But now what's going to happen, I mean, what is obvious, it's like, God, thank God I piped up with all of those notes and they had a fucking mob come at me, because now it's like, next. Now that I know who I'm not friends with, who is my friend? See, I got a really cool vibe from my neighbor over here yesterday, because I'm pretty sure, I'm like, God, do I really keep ruining my chances to have a decent upper spectrum, high vibrational frequency? Like, yeah, Shauna, we like you. And I say, yes, I love you too, kind of a thing. I'm like that. See, the higher vibrational frequency is pretty much waiting for people to fucking raise up. Come on, man. Some people will reach down. That's precisely what I do. That's the story of Rinpoche, or actually it's Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva? Or even your Christ Jesus. Now let me do some rosary and tell you a story before I shut it down. They keep coming back and back again from the upper realms. They don't appear to us unless they are in the density, and they're actually in the lower vibrational field. And they're saying, really, you're taking all this seriously, huh? But why can't you just dance and be buoyant and be loving and drop it and drop it? And now we're heaven again. We're in heaven. We're in all of your ownership of your whole vibrational frequency. The universe is yours. You're not depleted. You're actually giving. Can you give? No, a lot of most of the people that are going to be the split thing involves people that can't get life force energy into them. They're hungering. What do they call them? Hungry ghosts. And the thing is if you're a higher vibrational frequency, you can give all you want to them, but it doesn't go anywhere. And you'll notice you're going to get depleted. You're going to ask for your space, and then watch how much they misunderstand that. And it's like, okay, so really you need to start practicing more independent space. Try to teach them, right? Now what do we do? What does it sound like? Now we're dealing with a toddler that doesn't have any discipline or awareness of anything. And so, but how long, Jesus Christ, do we have to put up with that and keep forgiving? I didn't forgive them. I asked Father to forgive them. I could give a living shit about them. Say that again. I think Jesus said that I never forgave anybody. I looked up and said, Father, please forgive these people. They don't know a fucking thing. She's fucking slid out of it and said, get me the fuck out of here. I never want to come back here again, and I am not. I'm not. Stop waiting and stop grabbing for outer sources to save you. Learn something more in depth. Do something of discipline that says, actually, no to what? Your mind. Your mind's need to be more real. Really, it just wants pacification. And one of the main things of that trap is people. You're not falling off the face of the fucking earth. Would you please get away from each other? Kids, learn how to play too.